पर कोई ये मानता नहीं है आज की डेट में भी कि सावरकर जी सेक्युलर थे. And that tag, and that question keeps chasing him. And I want to ask you, the RSS today under Mohan Bhagwat ji also refers to the Hindu Rashtra, and then gets clubbed, even though there wasn't as much understanding between RSS and the Hindu Mahasabha and Savarkar then. People associate them as clones of each other today. I want to ask you the question, is it because history was written the way it was? Is it because different people have interpreted history in their own way to create these mindsets and perceptions? And are you now introducing your own perception to correct the historical past, because it will also be seen as one version of the truth? Where do you think you stand on the analysis and the deciphering of these different versions of the truth?
Navika, I always hold that there is no absolutist the truth when it comes to history. History, as a famous historian had said, every account of history is an interim report. So everybody is actually researching, finding new facts and documents which can change the complete narrative of history. And that is the beauty of the discipline, which allows for these multiple voices to blossom. And that is the precise problem in India, where there has been just one dominant hegemonic version of history, particularly post-independence, and even particularly of the freedom movement, as also the invasions and so many all the troubled aspects of our long stormy past. So I wouldn't call myself a revisionist historian or somebody who's trying to correct any wrongs. It's just, I think the duty of a conscientious historian is to illuminate the records, illuminate the facts, and let the discerning reader make up his or her mind, because I think that is very, very important. So many aspects of history have been hidden from our generations, especially post-independence. I'll just give you one example, which was after Mahatma Gandhi's tragic assassination. Very few people in India would actually know that there was a pogrom very similar to the anti-Sikh riots that were done in Delhi in 1984. So just swap the digits. In 1948, you had a carnage that was conducted against the Brahmins of Maharashtra across the state, starting from Bombay, Pune, and then Nagpur to Satara, Sangli, the Miraj, the Patwardhan states, Kolhapur, all of this, where thousands and thousands of Brahmins, either they were massacred or their properties destroyed, and this was done by congressmen. And I state this in the book, probably for the first time ever in print, that this was something that was done by leading Congress, office bearers. And this was from the accounts of Dwarka Prasad Mishra, who was the Home Minister of the Central Provinces, a congressman himself, who says many Congress office bearers were implicated. More than 100 Congress workers were arrested in Nagpur, for this carnage. But then cases were not filed, FIRs were not registered, and this entire episode, it's almost today's generation would not even know, even in Maharashtra, that there was perhaps a carnage like this. And in fact, in the process of the research for this book, I put it out on social media saying, can you come out with, it was a crowdsourcing attempt, saying your family histories, oral narratives, because there's no documented proof. And I was, amazed and both, very, very appalled by the outpouring of stories that came, and many of them, still wanting to remain anonymous, because the people who led the mobs, those parties or the descendants or so on, they are still in positions of power in Maharashtra, and so nobody would want to risk their lives even now, 70 years after this unfortunate incident happened. So that is how I think history, when we suppress it, when we make it a very, very, we sugarcoat it and whitewash it, it has a tendency to keep erupting in our face and lead to lots and lots of social as well as political discords. I've always maintained we've never come to terms with our past. We've never acknowledged these wounds of the past, healed them and moved on. And that's the reason why history becomes such a live battlefield and, for political, contemporary politics today as well.
The fact that is contested till today is, would Savarkar not have known that Nathuram Godse and Narayan Apte, belonging to the Hindu Mahasabha and knowing Savarkar very well, did not keep him in the loop about their plans?
Few hours before, minutes before Gandhi's murder too, the two of them met, and Gandhi has promised to patch them both up over the next couple of days. So he was not even in charge of the Home Ministry, but still people who were viewed as threats and opponents within and outside the party and the government needed to be fixed.